Okay, today we are going to be looking at my absolute favorite typewriter. I have this typewriter, but it's in the brown, and so I'm actually drooling over this seafoam green. I mean, like drooling over it. Like, I really want to keep this one and sell my brown one instead. Not that brown is bad, but this green is, whoa, amazing. So, if you guys have followed me, you know I collect the 50s Royal Quiet Deluxe typewriters, but I have a Smith Corona portable electric, just like this one. And when I have long writing projects, it is the one I go to. This is the one that is most like using a computer of all the typewriters that I have tried. And if you have either smaller hands, or you just don't have really strong fingers, or you want something that's just really, really easy on your hands, this is the one. This one right here. It has such a light touch, and you just, so if you're a fast typist, you're gonna want this one as well. And not to mention, this color is highly sought after. So this one will be quite a bit, like if I put my brown one next to it and both of them work perfectly, this one is gonna be considerably more because of the color, because there's a whole lot more of the browns out there. And then the seafoam green and the alpine blue are just highly sought after because they're gorgeous. What can I say? Okay, so this is a tutorial. I'm going to show you how to use this typewriter. If you want to see pictures of it or the typing demo, then you can click on the product listing link I have below. And if you happen to see this and you are interested in it, today is Thursday, I think. Thursday, September 20 something or other. I have no idea. 23rd, I think. This particular typewriter right here is going to be up for sale at around 8 a.m. Saturday morning, this coming Saturday. So grab it. I'm releasing the tutorial video early, and I will have a demonstration video attached to the product listing on Saturday. Okay, so just be aware, this is an amazing typewriter. Okay, now that I've gushed about this typewriter long enough, let's go ahead and do some, let me show you how it works. And I'm trying to remember where that is. I don't remember where the serial number is, but I'll look for it here in a second. Okay, so first of all, here's your paper holder. Every time I do this, I think of My Favorite Martian. Now, most of you are probably have no idea what that is. Just go back into, I think it was like the 60s TV show, My Favorite Martian, with his antennas that came up out of his head. Okay, margins, press and drag. Press and drag. Back here, you'll see curved metal pieces. It doesn't matter which side, but if you pull those in, that releases your carriage. Now, if you're not familiar with typewriters, your carriage, once you release that carriage, it's gonna pull really hard to the left because it's got a drawband under there that pulls it over. And that's just kind of how that, anyway, I don't understand engineering. Somebody can tell you how that works, but that's what makes the typewriter carriage work. All right, this is called the carriage right here, this whole section. Right here is your roller, also called platen. Let's go ahead and load a piece of paper. When you're loading paper, you're gonna wanna load it against this back plate here. So you set your paper, and you don't have to push it down in there, you just set it. You turn the handle, make sure it comes under this metal bar. Voila. Now, if it's crooked, which mine is just a little bit crooked, then you have a lever here on the right side. That's your paper release. And you just adjust it like so. Oh, I over adjusted. Okay. Then on the left side, you'll see a 1, 2, and 3. That is your line selector, which means when you hit your return handle, it's going to advance either 1, 2, or 3 lines. And this is great because if you're doing like first draft of a book or something, you're going to want to double or triple your spacing so you can take all your little notes in between. Okay, I like narrow margins, so I'm going to bring them in. Okay. I am going to move this over to the left because I want to open this top and I don't want this handle to scratch this beautiful finish. So you just put your hand here and pop, open the top like that. Inside you'll see your spools. We have metal spools in this one, but any universal ribbon will fit just fine. And a universal ribbon is one that's a 2-inch spool that holds a 1/2-inch ribbon. Now, if you have your original spools on your typewriter and you want fresh ribbon on it, you can send that to us and we'll wind it with fresh ribbon. And we have either black or black-red combo. In order to do that, you'll find a link down in the description below to our website. And just look for in our shop in, my tongue is tied. When you go to our shop, actually there's a link to our ribbons. When you go to the ribbon section, look for custom ribbon. And click on that and follow the instructions. And basically what you do is send us your spools, we'll wind it and pop it back in the mail to you. Okay, when it's time to change out your ribbon, you just pull up this top and take it out. Now, it's gonna get messy. You're gonna get ink all over your hands. Keep in mind, there's grooves within these guide wires, so you kind of have to get in here, and I can't do it while videoing because my hands are gonna get in the way and you're not gonna see anything I do anyway. But you're gonna have to navigate and just kind of go up and in and out and around. But when it's time to put it back in, I do have a link. If you go to that product listing link in the description below, you'll see a see photos of the typewriter, and I have an up close of this area. And so you can use that as a reference while you're trying to load up your ribbon. And I wish I could say there was an easier way to do it. There's not, which is why I have my husband do it because I don't like loading ribbons. See, like I can't even, but you want to make sure, here we go. You want to make sure it's threaded properly. There's a guide wire here. You've got this whole section here and then one over here, okay? Black on top, red on bottom. All right, let's go ahead and close this. By the way, since this is an electric typewriter, you have to plug it in. So here's your cord. You have to plug it into the wall. And the way this is set up is if your typewriter is on and you try to open up this top, the motor will automatically shut off. Now here's your on-off switch right here. And the other nice thing about this as an electric typewriter, it's quiet. Oh my goodness, it is so quiet compared to like the Cornets or the Electra series or you know, something like that. It's so quiet. Okay. Down here is your manual ribbon reversal. Because when you get to the end of your ribbon on that spool, it's not the end of the ink. You're going to have to reverse it many times before it's ready to be changed out. And so this is the manual reversal here. Just one reminder, if your ribbon doesn't auto reverse, which ours do not, and you'll just manually reverse it. Sometimes when you get to the end of the ribbon, because you're not paying attention, which I never do, the typewriter might just stop, or the font might just be getting really, really faint. Anytime your typewriter just starts to feel different or the font looks different, stop. Just stop, because you don't want to keep going, because you could, you know, sometimes people tear their ribbon because they just keep going. Stop, reverse the direction of your ribbon, and see if that fixes it. 9 times out of 10, it will. The other thing is you have a color selector over here. So up top is black, down bottom is red, and in the middle is a white selection, which is stencil. You're probably not ever going to use that, and if you have it on that selection, it's not going to type properly because it's not meant to. So just make sure when you're typing that it's firmly on one of the colors. Now, when I say black on top, Most typewriters, the little decal on there is a blue color, but you know what I mean. It's a color. And there's different colors, ribbons you can get out there. Etsy has a lot of colored ribbons. Just make sure you get a 2-inch spool that holds a 1/2-inch ribbon. All right, let's keep going. This is like a touch selector. Basically, it determines how hard the type bars are going to strike your paper. So just however you like. And then down here, this is how you set and you clear your tabs. So here's your tab. Here, let me turn this on. And let's see if there's any tabs set. There's one. So you could clear that tab. So that cleared that tab. So here we could go over and we could set. Oops, I didn't mean to. Let's set. And this one, on this one, the tab's not working, which is, you would be surprised, it's actually really common to not have tabs work on typewriters. But then again, most people don't use them. So, but that is, you can try it on yours, and that should set the tab, and then the top should clear it. Now, one other thing is, as you're typing, when you get to the end, you're gonna hear that bell saying, hey, you're at the end of your margin. Time for you to hit this return handle. But if you're in the middle of your word, you don't really want to. Okay, so now I'm at the end of my margin and the typewriter is just gonna stop. So you hit this MR. You can finish your thought or your word and then move forward. Oh my goodness, I love this typewriter. I don't use tabs, so I could care less if this tab works. Because I seriously never use them. In fact, on mine, it was one of the first typewriters I had. I didn't even know it had tabs for a year because I never used them. I mean, I know it said tab, but I never paid attention to it. Okay, that is how you use Smith Corona Electric. This one is gorgeous. And again, if you are interested in this particular one, it'll be available Saturday, September 20 something or other. 2021. But otherwise, this is just meant for you to learn how to use your typewriter. Hope you found it helpful, and happy typing.